Hello mates, welcome on board. This is your gateway to the SEACOACH Academy, the YouTube channel dedicated especially for seafarers of the merchant navy. Seafarers in today's shipping industry need to cope with tremendous challenges. The technological advance in ship design, optimized cargo handling, and accelerated dispatch time in port. All these rapidly changing processes come along with a high degree of automation, which involves qualified and adaptable ship crews who know what to do. Particularly in situations where good mental health and the ability for clear thinking are required. Since 2018, SEACOACH has conducted online seminars for active seafarers and shore-based personnel. Aiming at the development of individual competence, these courses have been praised by all our attendees. With outbreak of the past pandemic, we changed our focus to small seminars for senior officers and marine superintendents who, due to quarantine requirements, were restricted in their movements, and we're very grateful for continued opportunities to improve their professional expertise. As a direct offspring of the International Corps of Naval and Maritime Industry Professionals, the SEACOACH Academy promotes an effective learning process that differs from all other platforms engaged in maritime education and training. Our approach can easily be described by our slogan: providing competence, inspiring confidence. In other words, interested mates will be furnished with hands-on knowledge gained in practice for use in practice. You may feel free to attend just as a walk-in audience or as a subscriber. In any case, we guarantee that you will enjoy an unrivaled knowledge transfer with a high degree of knowledge retention. But in order not to miss any of our forthcoming training sessions, we encourage you to subscribe our channel and click the respective button hereunder. In our very first session on YouTube, we would like to address specifically novice seafarers and those who have worked their way through a few voyages on a ship and have gained some insights to what seafaring is all about. To put your feet on the planks of a modern cargo ship means to deal with highly sophisticated machinery and automatic management and control systems. However, it still requires the skilled mariner who knows in every situation what to do. Even on semi-autonomous vessels in the future, a skeleton crew of experienced deckhands and engine personnel will be needed. Therefore, it goes without saying that seafarers must develop their competence and stay hungry for skills and progress. In other words, never be satisfied with your current level of skill and progress. Always aim to improve yourself in every aspect of your life. You have chosen a profession which is very demanding. Challenged and supported by your employer, they require you not only to maintain basic knowledge accumulated during your education and training, but continuously develop your competence. If you haven't discovered yet, to achieve success, to use your mind creatively and productively, to see things grow and expand through your own efforts is one of the greatest experiences in your professional life. But don't delude yourself. Your graduation is not the end. It marks a beginning, not a final destination. It's the beginning of your lifelong learning process. It emphasizes that while graduation signifies the completion of a specific educational phase, it also opens doors to new opportunities for learning, growth, and personal development. Your graduation serves as a reminder that the journey of learning and self-discovery continues throughout life. So, what to do when you embark on your first ship? By law and by common sense, you are required to familiarize yourself with everything on board. Don't wait until your superior officers spare their precious time to teach you. Ask your shipmates and memorize what they tell you. Keep a small notebook and carry it always in your pocket. It will pay off for sure. The #1 requirement for each crew member is a profound knowledge of all compartments, machinery, and facilities necessary for safe ship operations. This is indispensable and must be acquired in no time at all. Deckhands who, after 3 months on board, still don't know the location of the emergency fire pump are not worth their salary and subject to a verbal warning sooner or later. Remember, discipline starts with curiosity and the proactive willingness to learn. Lazy bones and dumbos are of no use on a ship and may pose a safety risk. Unfortunately, there is not always sunshine and smooth sailing. For example, as a seafarer, you must face the so-called ordinary perils of the sea. The term ordinary perils of the sea in marine insurance refers to unforeseen and accidental damage to a vessel or its cargo caused by the forces on nature at sea, such as strong winds, waves, or collisions. But there is also something quite unordinary, something creepy out there, and that is called freak waves. These natural phenomena have been reported by navigators for centuries, but it required satellite-based technology to verify their existence and made scientists and class societies believe in that. That's merely 20 years ago. Please realize that seafaring has been acknowledged to be the second most dangerous profession, after high seas fishing, which is even more risky. But a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. Taking all these aspects into account, you might ask what you can do about it, how to cope with such challenges. Well, there are a number of rules which basically apply to every job in the industry where major natural and environmental factors play a vital role in daily operations. Rule number 1: know your limits. In the context of seafaring, being aware of your limits means understanding both your personal physical and mental capabilities, as well as the operational limitations of your vessel and the environment it is operating in. This includes factors like weather conditions, navigational hazards, and your ship's seaworthiness. It also involves respecting the boundaries of maritime law and regulations. After all, seafarers should know their own limitations in terms of training and experience. For example, a junior officer should not be expected to handle situations beyond his or her capabilities and competence. Overconfidence can put your vessel at risk, and, in the worst case, it may even cost your life. Keep in mind, ships don't sink because of the water around them. They sink because of the water that gets in them. Don't let what's happening around you get inside you and weigh you down. Continuously check your proximity and stay prepared for the worst. This is called emergency preparedness. Rule number 2: don't become a sloppy dude. You've got only this life, so live it carefully and with the highest possible deployment of self-discipline. As it cannot be stressed enough, your mistakes could probably serve as a warning to others. A series of unforgiving mistakes hit the English Channel ferry Herald of Free Enterprise in 1987. This tragic accident is of particular significance because it was a major reason for the creation of the International Safety Management Code, better known as ISM Code. The capsizing of the Herald of Free Enterprise revealed negligence involving the ship's crew as well as the significant responsibility of the ship operating company for the accident. Consequently, this accident clearly demonstrates that safe navigation requires sound and well-implemented safety management procedures. The subsequent inquiry report famously described the ship's and company's management as being affected by a disease of sloppiness. This phrase emphasized the widespread nature of the negligence, extending from the boardroom to the crew on deck. As a consequence, such disease of sloppiness resulted in the capsizing of the ship and the deaths of 193 people. This is called complacency. In fact, the proliferation of complacent attitudes among ship officers has caused much of today's accidents. Complacency is the major cause of human error in the domain of ship accidents. It is considered the plague of modern seafarers, because complacency can alter even the best shipping company into an accident-prone one. Rule number 3: be aware of what's going on around you. Don't get distracted by irrelevant things and proceedings. Train yourself to focus on your job, your current assignment, your responsibility. First, ensure that you have a clear perception of your immediate environment. Take notice of what's happening right now and continuously gather information about people, objects, and motions in the proximity. Second, comprehend the meaning and significance of the gathered information and how the different elements relate to each other. And third, always expect a projection of what's going on. This involves anticipating what might happen next, based on your understanding of the situation. This is called situational awareness. Situational awareness refers to the perception, comprehension, and projection of elements in your environment within a volume of time and space. enabling you to make informed decisions based on your understanding of the situation. It's about being aware of ongoing events and processes and how they might affect your safety and objectives. In essence, situational awareness is a dynamic process of actively observing, understanding, and anticipating events to make effective decisions, particularly in complex and potentially high-risk situations. It's a critical soft skill in various fields, including aviation, military operations, medicine, seafaring, and even everyday activities.
Always keep in mind, it's too late to admit your mistake when you've lost your eye or your life. Stay alert, assess the situation, and act carefully.
Rule number 4. Take responsibility and face it. You'll be held accountable for your action, but also for your negligence. As a seafarer, your employer has placed a duty of personal responsibility on you. You are meant to take, face, and accept this responsibility with all repercussions it may have. It means accepting complete accountability for your actions, your thoughts, and decisions, recognizing their consequences, and choosing how you respond to your job's demands, rather than blaming others or making excuses. This practice fosters control over your life on board the ship. It builds self-awareness, trust, and respect in relationships to your shipmates, and it is crucial for your personal growth and emotional intelligence. In the context of self-awareness, it involves owning the outcomes of your choices, whether good or bad, without deflecting blame. You are expected to be prepared to face the results of your actions, or inactions. Accepting the consequences is a core aspect of taking responsibility. Acknowledge your role. Clearly understand your part in any situation, no matter how small it may be. Avoid blame and excuses. Instead of pointing fingers, focus on what you could have done differently and how you can improve. Control your response. While you can't control all events of sometimes complex shipboard operations, you have the power to choose your reactions and actions. Take initiative. Act without being told, showing that you are proactive and responsible. Learn from mistakes, your own and those made by others. View errors as opportunities for growth and make necessary changes. This is called accountability. Remember, you may probably stand trial and be compelled to defend your action. No one will exonerate you. You cannot escape God's judgment through your own efforts. You must stand up and defend yourself. But make sure you have solid arguments. Rule 5. Always memorize what you've learnt. Demonstrate that you are worth your certificate of competency. To improve your ability to memorize what you've learnt, you should actively engage with the material by relating it to real shipboard operations, writing it down, and teaching it to your shipmates. Additionally, you should use spaced repetition, where you review the gathered information at increasing intervals. Ensure you get enough sleep, since your rest hours are not only crucial for physical recreation, but also for memory consolidation. A comprehensive memory strategy incorporates attention, elaboration, organization, retrieval practice, and lifestyle factors. While attention may be described as focused concentration, elaboration means connection of new information to existing knowledge. Organization is the structuring of information for easier recall. A retrieval practice is applied to actively test yourself, and lifestyle factors include rest hours and exercise to enhance your memory function. The best strategy for enhanced memory is to understand, not just memorize the information. What does that mean? It says that you should focus on fully understanding a concept rather than just memorizing the facts. The reason is that organized information is much easier to retain. Write it down in your personal notebook. The act of writing notes helps you commit information to your memory. If you don't understand the information in whole or even in part, ask your experienced shipmates first. Pay attention and stay focused on your assignment. If you are not sure you're doing it correctly, stop it and seek advice from your superior officer. Upon receiving it, concentrate fully on the information you need to memorize, and if you have difficulties to remember it, just write it down. At this point, we've reached the end of part 1 of our first training video. Let us have a break here and digest what we've learned. Stay tuned for part 2 coming soon on this channel. Hope to see you then.